Hi, Shilpa.
Hello.
Yeah, like I'm starting from my end. You can start at two, like at two dot
Okay.
directly. Okay?
No,
Yeah.
no problem. So I will just turn on my audio. I'm here. Exactly 2 वाजता मी चालू करते. Don't worry.
ठीक आहे. तुम्ही
Sharp at
डायरेक्टली
2
चालू
o'clock
करा.
I'll start. Yes, yes,
ओके. या.
yes.
शुअर. या. बाय.
Oh, hello everyone. Good morning to people who are in Africa and those who have joined from India. Very good afternoon. And I welcome each one of you to this webinar, which is actually a quick window to understand what is in future for data and business analytics. And as we are going to check the basics today, we are going to also look at what kind of career tracks, what kind of skills which we need to harness so that we can make most of it because this is a uptide skill and the data is never ending in the field of AI, ML, and so on and so forth. So I welcome each one of you and I hope that you all are able to see me as well as hear me very well. If you are, just give me a quick thumbs up in the chat box so that I'll get to know that you're able to hear me as well as see me, including the presentation. You're able to see all the three things. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. So let's quickly begin. We generally start with this kind of present webinars talking from where we belong. So we belong to Regenesis Group, which is determined to bring change in today's world by developing conscious leaders and managers. And this development cannot be uh, just unilateral. It has to be a holistic development, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, financial, and physical development. So all these five types of development makes a person holistically developed, wherein he takes the decisions which are based on his conscious. So that's where we look at. And in order to bring this, our heart lies with integrated leadership management model, which is centered around a holistically developed individual. So this holistically developed individual creates meaningful interrelationships with the team as well as with the institution. Through strategy, structure, systems, and culture, this developed individual delivers value to the external world, which is finally making the change what we would like to see in today's world. And that's how we would like to bring change in today's world. So every person who is going to associate with Regenesis, we will be looking at a holistic development aspect. All the courses in Regenesis are linked with graduate attributes. There are six of them. Think differently, lead consciously, harnessing diversity, comport yourself professionally, global outlook, and ground decisions in evidence. These graduate attributes are your foundation for the learning what we will be imparting through the course. And this actually help us to become a global citizen. Not only that, we are able to take the decisions in a very conscious manner based on facts, and we're able to understand how diversity helps. and how we are able to think differently because of the skill sets which we are going to get very, very uh, upmarket. In Digital Regenesis, we offer two types of programs. We offer introductory courses as well as advanced courses. In introductory, we offer courses which will get to know the basics of the domain. And in advanced levels, we actually uh, try to make that individual uh, to carve his own niche in the market. So we try to prepare individuals to pursue a professional career in the relevant domain. And that's what advanced courses are meant to. So we equip you with the skills which are required. In Digital Regenesis, we offer programs like data science, artificial intelligence, project management, cybersecurity, digital marketing, full stack development, data and business analytics. We also offer programs in design thinking, product management, management advancement program. We also offer programs in ESG, UI, UX, and cloud computing. So as we go ahead in this, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Shilpa Kulkarni. I have more than 20 plus years of experience in the field of project management, human capital management, and I'm also a consultant for economic and environmental strategy. I'm myself an engineer with a management degree, with a PhD in corporate sustainability. So my entire career has been as a consultant for uh, GRI sustainability standard related projects. And through that, I have learned that unless and until you are able to analyze the data correctly, you are not able to set the next year's target. You're not able, what you are going to measure, that only can you can improve. And how do you measure changes the game. And this is in a quick nutshell about me. So let's understand what we will be covering in this 1 hour today. So we will be covering about what kind of data sources, what we get into this business, uh, what is the exact concept and the need of business analytics, what kind of data analysis, what are there in the are there in the practice today. As I say, this is a very, very evolving field. So what we will be learning is for today, which will pave the path for tomorrow. We will also have a quick overview of the tools which we are there for business analytics, and then we'll have few use cases as we go ahead. Please feel free to ask your question in the chat box so that we can cater to specific needs, if any. Now, here is my question. This is a typical dashboard of a bank, and this bank is having its own social media, right? So, can you tell me which social media bank is using extensively? Which social media the bank is using extensively? Can you tell me? Now, for those who are not able to see it very clearly, this is Twitter, this is Facebook, and this is Instagram, right? I would like you to tell me in the chat box which social media do you think that the bank is using extensively? The bank is using extensively. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, each one of you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Now, I have got a count mention, right? What do you mean by count? That means number of posts, which is where people are actually mentioning your bank, right? And it has happened. Can someone tell me between 17th, rather 15th to 18th Feb, where do you think the bank was mentioned maximum number of times? Where do you think the bank was mentioned maximum number of times? Can you tell me through that? Where the bank was mentioned maximum number of times. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to put this diagram little bit in middle and I'm going to zoom this for a while. And I would like you to check with the audience age. Can you check with the audience age now? I think you can, right? Can you look at the audience age and can you tell me the age of the audience which is actually engaging with the bank social media on Instagram? On Instagram. Okay, you can see here audience pay, audience age, and this is on Instagram. I hope all of you are able to see that. Audience age on Instagram. Can you see that? I would like you to tell me where exactly, which age group is exactly engaging more onto Instagram? Which age group? Great, great. Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. 35 to 40. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you look at this page, what it tells you loud and clear, where I should invest more. If I have to invest in my social media, where I should invest. If I look at the last month, let's suppose this is month of March, and this is the data I've got from month of Feb. Do you think I should invest more into Twitter? I should invest more into Facebook, or I should invest more into Instagram? And every answer is right. So please feel free to add your own understanding. As I say, every answer is right. So please feel free to add your insights there. Right? Let me just bring this back to the normal. So there were LinkedIn posts. Can you say LinkedIn now? I hope all of you must be able to say LinkedIn as well. Yeah. I've got Twitters, and these are the mention counts. So where do you think I should invest more? And as I say, nobody is wrong here. Correct. Which channels to strengthen, which channels to deepen. So how low usage is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Facebook, Instagram. Okay. So if I look at Facebook just, end of the day, Facebook and Instagram are amalgamated into one now. If you're going to push anything onto Instagram, it will be also seen onto Facebook. And you can also create a vice versa case. So it depends upon the kind of impact where you would like to make and the impact which you would like to create for a duration which you have in mind. So when I look at all this, what I'm trying to juggle through is what? That is nothing but data, isn't it? What we are juggling through is the data. And that's where I talk about getting the data to make your business decisions. Unless and until you are able to understand from where the data is coming, you will not be able to make most of it. So let's understand the basic sources of the data in any business. So there are two primary ways where I can segregate the sources of the data. The first source which I would like to highlight here is internal data sources. So something which is in my organization and I have complete authority over that particular data. Now that data comes from operationals where I'm having production units and I get entire operational data. I get employee data from my own business. I get finance data. I get marketing data, actual production data, and customer data. So these all are internal data sources, and I have full authority over this particular data source. I can keep the way I would like to. I can mine the way I would like to, and I can add few more data points if I would like to. For example, so long I have never asked my customer about his Facebook ID or about his Instagram ID. But now I started asking him, do you have Instagram ID? Because then I can send him a request that he can connect with me because I'm running a fashion label. So I started asking the data points later because that is in my control, something which I can add on. Whereas there is a lot of data available in the market, which is definitely going to help my business, and that is external data sources. So I have something called as open data, which talks about the data which is coming from where a variety of open sources, and this will help me to understand where the market is moving. For example, all the images on Pinterest. If I'm running a fashion label, all the fashion images on Pinterest is an open kind of a data which is available to me and I can mine it if I want to. Public data is something which is available with some kind of authenticity. For example, your census reports. Now, that is a public data available, and I can always get that data with authentic understanding from the businesses. So, yes, I can look at that as well. I can also look at social media data because that is available across the globe. There are web crawling engines available today. For example, you can have a web crawler for LinkedIn. It will give you the data of LinkedIn with the specified details, and that is called as web scraping data. That is also an external source which you have. Then you get IoT, Internet of Things data, and you can see the data from your business partners or suppliers, vendors, dealers for that matter. And all this data is also available with you when you're going to take a call about a particular business decision. And this is where I look at external data sources. Is there any problem? Is there anything you want me to clarify before I change the slide? You may would like to let me know in the chat box. What is web scraping data? So if I look at web scraping data, I look at the data where I install a web crawler and I try to extract the data. For example, if I install a web crawler in LinkedIn, I will be able to get the data as per my request. For example, I would like to know, I'm a recruiter and I would like to know how many profiles are there for a specific skill in a specific geographical area. I can scrap LinkedIn and figure out who are people who are working in that particular domain. For example, I'm looking for someone who knows Python very well, for that matter, and has got about 3 years of experience and stays in Virginia. So actually, I can go back to LinkedIn and use a web crawler engine and figure out who are the professionals who are working in Virginia with Python as a skill, having more than 3 years of experience. And that is what is called as web scraping data. Am I clear there? Am I clear there? Am I clear now? Is my voice clear now? Is my voice clear now? Because somebody has said that the voice is breaking, hence I get this question. So, do we have control? No, we don't have any control on the data because that data comes from a completely different source and you do not have control. And sometimes even authenticity of the course, that particular data is questioned. So when we are using external data sources, it is our responsibility as business. You can consider it like the survey, but it's not a survey because that data is not an output of a willingness. I'm not willing to give my data, but since I'm on LinkedIn, it's available. I think that's the way you can look at it. So I hope this part is clear. We can move ahead, right? Can we move ahead? Can I get a thumbs up at least so that I can move ahead from this slide and no more questions on this? Perfect. So as we talk about data analysis and analytics, now here is always a question which keeps on popping up even during the course. What is the difference between analysis and analytics? Okay. Now I'm going to give you a very, very easy analogy for all of us to relate very quick. If I if I got if I get a sore throat and my nose is running, what do you think I might get next? And I need answers. If I have sore throat and my nose is running, what I might get next? Cold, right? Flu, cold, right? Cough, true. I will get that, right? Fever, very true. I might get even fever. Cold. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of you who are answering. And a headache. Yes, headache is there because I'm already having sore throat and my nose is running. So I'm likely to have flu-like symptoms, which are like having cough, having fever, having headache. So what you guys just now did is actual analysis that is based on the facts. You're able to arrive to some kind of a conclusion, right? So you are able to arrive analyzing my symptoms and with your past experiences, whatever you have in mind, whatever you have uh, seen across, you have been able to come to some descriptive statistics and you're able to interpret all my data to this, right? So when I talk about analysis, you go with your factual points. So you go with your business requirements, functional specifications, process design, stakeholder analysis. What are the inputs which you have got from other softwares? All together, you analyze what can be the best course to go ahead with the project. Whereas if I say that every time I eat an ice cream, every time I eat an ice cream, right, I get cold. Every time I eat an ice cream, I get cold. So what you do is you put yourself not only in analysis mode, you go one step beyond and say you might have allergy to ice creams. So what happens in analytics? You come to a decision point. You come to a decision point. You come to a point where you are able to make applications, right? So now you can tell me, Shilpa, don't eat ice creams, otherwise you will get cold. So this is what you practically do. Uh, it has got a broader scope and you have got actions now. In earlier case, there was no action, but now there is an action. So when I look at this, when I look at analysis and analytics, this is where the difference comes in picture. Where in analytics, I go for actionable things which are more futuristic. So I save more data. How I'll get to know I've got allergy? Because I keep on maintaining a journal that every time I'm going to get cold, I'll mention what I had before and what were the symptoms. And based on that big data of having cold for after eating ice cream, I will deduce finally that I've got allergy with ice creams. Now, if that's the case, I'm using analytics because finally I'm using intelligence and saying, Shilpa, don't eat ice cream, you will catch cold. So that is where we look at adding intelligence to it. And to add intelligence, we need to have a lot of data, and we should be able to use a lot of data to mine a proper information out of it. So we need to know few uh, ways like Perl or Python kind of programming so that you can mine that data correctly. So that is what we call as business analytics. Am I clear here? Am I clear with the difference between uh, analysis and analytics? Any doubt in this? Yes, Dominic, you want me to clarify again? Yes. End of the day, what is the point of using a business uh, information if you're not able to strategize to it and take a business decision on it? That's what all businesses are supposed to do, to reduce your facts to a decision, right? So we are using analytics to take a decision, some action based on the data, what is available with us. It might be external data, it might be internal data. We are going to mine it meaningfully and make some decision based out of it using business analytics. Am I clear there now? Can I go ahead with the slide? Am I clear there now? Can I go ahead with the slide? Perfect. So if I look at analytics, it is a set of discipline and technologies to solve business problems. How I'm going to solve this business problem? I'm going to solve it with data analysis. And to analyze this data, I will be using statistical models and other quantitative methods. So I am going to use statistical models to get to a proper decision. So it will help me to take a proper decision, which is based on data, not on my gut feeling. And that's how the world should also behave, right? So why it is important? If at all, I'm talking pre-Trump era now. Earlier, we used to look at the trade deficit. We used to look at how the graphs will go up or down based upon the kind of trend line it used to show us, right? People used to tell that since it's war happening everywhere, your inflation might rise. All of you accept that? That if it is a war-like situation across the globe, your inflation is about to rise. So how much ever money you are going to have in your pocket, they will be still less because of the high rise of inflation. If I'm making this kind of a statement, I'm actually using a factual data and analyzing it to, with the inflation and then making some kind of a decision that I should save more. I should be more conservative. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to improvise on my decision making. This analytics, business analytics, helps you to make faster and accurate decisions. It's like not hit or miss, but definite hit decisions. It also enhances productivity and efficiency, especially in manufacturing and production areas. Those who are anyone here into quality department I would like to all of you, if you are into production or quality, please mention there if you are into quality or production so that it will be easy. Why I'm talking about efficiency and quality. See, you have these Six Sigma routines, right? Especially if you're talking about quality, you have Six Sigma routines which you follow, which we also follow about scrap detail routines. Imagine if you don't have the past data of whatever tools you have utilized and you're not able to understand whether this particular tool is really going to make my Six Sigma happen. Enhancing efficiency and productivity is one of the basic use of business analytics in manufacturing sector. You will understand where the energy is actually getting most utilized. You will understand which are the pain pointers in your entire conveyor belt. Who are those expert employees who make fantastic products without getting any scrap? So how you can do that? So you're able to make that because of business analytics. As we go ahead, we talk about marketing aspect, how I'm able to understand customer, am I able to target the customer very well? currently the kind of example what we have seen just now was on social media aspect, where you're able to understand what exactly the customer needs. And that's a core gimmick of the business, right? You should be able to provide what exactly the customer is looking at. So you are able to target the customer correctly. You are able to understand the needs of the customer correctly because of business analytics. For example, the past data has said that, okay, this is a question for everyone, and do let me know. Uh, Uber is a service which has solved one problem. Can you tell me what one problem Uber has solved? And there are no wrong answers, but I want all of you to help me. What one, which one problem do you think Uber has solved? Which one problem Uber has solved? And because of it, it has become such a great success. Which one problem Uber has solved, which has become, huge runway success? And there are no wrong answers. I would like all of you to participate in this. Okay? Hmm? Reliability, convenience, call for service delivery. Fantastic. Thank you. Can I get few more? There are so many of us have joined today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Efficient mode. Parking spaces, yes. Access of information. Very too easy delivery. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. So all of you accept that, everything finally boils down to that for a customer, you have got a convenience to book a taxi, which is reliable service without any cheating. And that's where the reliable information and the data which is available. And today, because of these aspects, Uber, without having any taxi as a capital investment, Uber is a company which is number one in transportation. They don't own any taxi. What they own is a platform. They do not have any capital investment invested in taxis, right? So, but yet they're number one transport provider. So, what I mean to say here is you're able to understand the customer pain points and you're able to address it. If you're able to address those pain points, obviously you will have increased revenue, right? And you will have better profits. Business analytics is also utilized in finance to understand risk and frauds because the pattern of money, how the money is moved across various accounts, helps you to detect the fraud, especially in finance, very well. You're able to also understand the risk quite early if you're able to analyze the risk very well. Similarly, you are able to help into devising a completely new product or a completely new service. You're able to come to a completely new service because you're able to understand customers' pain points so very well. And that's where business analytics comes in picture most of the time. So there is a fine line difference between business intelligence and business analytics. When I'm looking at business intelligence, it is what has already happened, and analytics is about why it has happened. So when I say I have got an allergy is analytics, and I've got cold is intelligence. Am I clear there? Am I clear there? Business analytics is about why, and business intelligence is about what. Am I clear there? Any doubts so far? Any questions you would like me to pose? Anything you want me to clarify here? Can I move ahead with the slide? Can I move ahead with the slide? Thank you. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Thank you so much, Nancy. So as we look at the details, now I would like you to remember two things. Whenever you look at your Amazon account, you always get suggested, things which you can buy along with what you have purchased. Or as soon as you open, it will give you the things which you have been, redundantly or ordering, how much, price drop has happened. It will keep on giving you such kind of cues because it is uh, powered by business intelligence, what has happened and what you may would like to buy. So Amazon has, got 29% of increase because of BI, business intelligence. Now, with Netflix, I have a question to everyone. If at all I'm able to get somebody's Netflix account and I'm able to log into somebody's Netflix account, can I get to know the kind of person he or she is? If I'm able to log in to somebody's Netflix account, can I get to know how the person he or she is? Can I get to know? Yeah. Accidentally, I was able to stumble upon my niece's Netflix account. Yeah. And I was aghast. Said, oh my God, you watch such kind of shows. I had a complete different idea about her, right? But I stumbled upon her account. And yes, I got to know what's going in her heart and as well as in the mind, and from where the words are springing in, right? So, why we talk about this? Because your Netflix account is driven by business analytics. It tells you very, very personalized content based upon what you have been watching. You may have watched that show, you may not have watched that show, right? But if you're going to even watch one episode of Squid Game, your next things will be popping up with all Korean horror dramas as well. It depends upon what you have watched, and then it goes into business analytics and it will keep you giving personalized content recommendations, which is very, very person specific. And that is what Netflix does. And it is all driven by business analytics. Trust me, Netflix does not own any movie theater, but it has got highest movie viewers across the globe. So, what is the fun part? These are all platforms driven by data, business intelligence, and business analytics, and that's where I would like you to, look at. These are all driven by uh, business intelligence, and that's what they're making money out of it. So, if you look, what will be the future? The customer analytics of a bank or customer analytics will be the highest paying thing as we are going to go ahead. You know, the segment which will be dominated will be the customer analytics, followed by supply chain. Then we talk about marketing, pricing, spatial analysis, and all other credit, transport, and rest of the things. So if you look at today, I'm talking about 2023, the graph is about 2023. 2025, the graph hasn't changed much. But if you look at 2033, the data is going to rule, right? And big data and business analytics market is going to explode by that time because of wake of IoT, the wake of AI ML, which is also making a big picture there. And that's where we look at. Now let's understand few more basics of types of data analytics today, and so that you will get to know some basics about data analytics. So there are four types which are driven by complexity and the value. Now, value over here, I mean business value, right? So how much that data is going to give me business value when I'm going to analyze it, when I'm going to use analytics in it. That is the value which is on y axis. And that invariantly depends upon the complexity of the data, how complex the data is, right? And these four types of data analysis, we will be viewing this case by case as we go ahead. But let me quickly summarize in the start so that it will be easy for you to remember. When the data is less complex and you're able to analyze it very quickly, it is a descriptive type of data. What has happened? So you already have got the data with you. All you need to look at what has happened. So, okay, there were less number of employees on a particular day because there was a bus strike or a transport strike which was going on. So you are understanding what has happened very easily, and that adds to your business value. You might give work from home for that particular day. So that is a descriptive understanding. Diagnostic is one stage down. Why the transport strike has happened is why, when you look at why, that is the diagnostic part of the business. So when we look at diagnostic part, we look at the reasoning and we try to rule out the reasonings if at all they are not going to add any business value, right? So we look at diagnostic as why it has happened. One can look at a complete easy understanding as a diagnostic report, which we give to a doctor. You know, your doctor looks at the x-ray and says, hey, you have a small hairline crack in your hand. Why it has happened? Because you have you have got hurt when you've fallen from your bicycle. So why it has happened is your diagnostic. Descriptive says your hand was swollen, you're not able to move your hand. You applied a lot of pain ornaments, it didn't work. So you went to a diagnostic center, got yourself an x-ray, and then you got to know why this swelling has come, because there is a hairline crack, and hence the swelling has come. Now what you know is I can just tie a typical bandage or crepe bandage or something which will help to heal that hairline crack. So I look at why it has happened. As I move ahead, what will happen if I'm not going to wear my helmet and if I'm going to ride my bicycle over the slope? What will happen is called predictive. So whatever kind of mitigations, forget even in your personal life, not only in business, we take so many precautions, so many mitigations, is nothing but thinking about what will happen. We use predictive analysis. And this predictive analysis will always help to understand what will happen, right? And this is something where in businesses we use a lot many things. So if you look at your insurance for that matter, any type of insurance for that matter, you take the insurance premium based on the probability of occurrence, how much that particular incident might occur, right? For example, fire insurance, right? So if I look at fire insurance, it becomes a predictive measure, a predictive measure to understand if at all fire breaks up, how I'm going to mitigate it. So, what will happen and how I'm going to mitigate it. So, that becomes your predictive way. And last but not least, is prescriptive, how I can create this magic once again. So, this is prescriptive. How can we make it happen is a prescriptive one where you would like to recreate your business success again and again so that you stay profitable throughout. And that's where the prescriptive analytics comes in picture. This is a type of analytics which is currently getting evolved at a very, very fast rate, prescriptive and predictive. These two are almost reached the maturity level, but these two are on to a higher level of evolution because of so many different models and technologies which are coming up. So there is a question someone has asked about business intelligence. Business intelligence is based upon the factual data what you have. Okay, factual data what you have is called business intelligence. And when we talk about the data, which is basically coming from analyzing, predicting, is called business analytics. So when I analyze what has happened, it is business intelligence. Business analytics is I try to understand what will happen, why it has happened. So I go in a futuristic mode, which is business analytics. So business intelligence in a nutshell is about the past, what has happened, and you learn from your mistakes. Business analytics is predicting future, looking at the insights and make informed decisions. Am I clear there? Am I clear there? Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Any questions? So when I look at descriptive analytics, you will get the kind of graph which we have seen at the start of our session was a descriptive analytics. It will tell you, how much the daily, for example, this is a manufacturing dashboard. It will tell you how much the daily production was, what were the, defect rates, what was a machine downtime, and how the things are working overall, right? What is there any quantity has gone up, right? And is there any rework? How much was a percentage and stuff like that? So it will give you a summarization of data based on which you can make some decisions. Again, descriptive is about the past. So whatever you have got over a month, you're putting it in a dashboard to make some meaningful information about it. And that is nothing but your descriptive uh, analytics. So thank you so much, Adam, for joining. I think you're from Tanzania. Thank you so much. As we go ahead, we will be discussing more towards diagnostic. So I'm going to analyze the data, why it has happened. So I'll get the data and try to understand the root cause. Now, over here, I've taken a quick example. Um, there was a store which used to operate online as well as offline. So since they were able to get, uh, you know, good sale, good sale, even in online and offline, they decided to close some of the uh, close offline stores. So what happened once they closed the offline stores? What they realized that there is a drop in the sale because what they thought was people are able to touch, feel, and see things. And now that touch, feel, see is not available. So people have stopped ordering from online. So the online spend has decreased once you have closed the offline stores. So we could figure out why it has happened, right? We could figure out why it has happened, and that is called as diagnostic analysis. Am I clear there? Am I clear there? I answer why it has happened. It's called diagnostic analysis, right? As we go ahead, we also look at just a moment predictive analysis. Now, what do you mean by predictive? I would like to see what will happen. So in prediction, I use a very supervised models like regression, forecasting, machine learning models to understand what will happen. For example, there is a very easy example given a lot of times that there are people who keep on buying subscriptions, right? You might have subscriptions for Spotify for that matter. Now, for Spotify, I would like to know that some of the people, some customers or some subscription holders might cancel their subscription. And what I should do so that they will not cancel it. So, can I offer them some kind of incentive? So, for example, if my Spotify is about to end, I might get a pop up from Spotify saying that 30% off on your next subscription. So, um, that's where we look at churn prediction model. So I'm able to look at how I am able to hold with the old customers. I keep on trying for new, obviously, but I cannot let go the old either. So this is one of the ways where I look at prediction models. Right? I would like to know what is going to be the best way, what will happen. I use predictive analysis model for many, many things. I use it for banks. I use it for credit cards. I use it for health and care. I use it for pharmaceutical. There is not even one industry which I cannot count any industry which doesn't use. Every industry uses predictive analytics as of today, especially forecasting and regression analytics. Just take an example of a manufacturing firm. You are able to forecast how much iron you would like to get after 3 years if you know the kind of forecast you have for your production. And then you can also look at if the iron prices are going to go high after 3 years, what will be the tentative price of iron and what will be the price of the product because the product is based on iron. So you are able to understand the forecasting very well. You are able to predict the kind of increase in the price of your product. All that is possible, all that is possible when we are looking at predictive analysis. Now there is a question which has been popped, which is better, BI or BA? BA is a superset of BI. So if you are going to use BA, invariably you are going to use BI. I hope I answered your query. I hope I have answered your query there. Then we look at prescriptive analytics. When I look at prescriptive, um, as of today, the easy most example which comes into my mind. Can you please repeat? In business, Joseph, we use both. We use BA as well as BI. We don't use it as standalone. And for Jacqueline, we will have this webinar on the YouTube, so you can all might as well go and watch it whenever you feel like. And this is for everyone. So as we look at delivery or logistics, where the prescriptive analytics is used to the maximum time, because you would like to know the kind of traffic, weather, and delivery windows, and fuel costs, and everything. There's so many heuristics which keep on coming up. You would like to optimize your logistics, right? You would like to get your product delivered to the customer in lowest time with the lowest effort, as well as you would like not to spend more on the logistics. So what you try to do, you like to optimize this logistics equation, and there where the prescriptive analytics comes in picture, because then you know which is the best window. For example, this is a prescriptive analytics output, which I would like to share it with everyone. That if you're going to book tickets, airline tickets on Tuesday mornings, your flight fare will be less. And this is by prescriptive analytics. They have tried to dig out and see when it is possible. So generally on Tuesday morning, the flight tickets are less. So what you try to do, you look at your logistics equation there and you try to send all your deliveries in that particular time zone. If you would like to look at that way, we are trying to use prescriptive analytics for optimization and to make right decisions. So these are the ways by which we are going to utilize business analytics, BA, in business. Am I clear there? Am I clear there? Any doubts so far? Any doubts so far? Can I have some confirmation? Anything you want me to clarify over here? Do you want me to clarify something over here? Do you want me to clarify? What you would like me to repeat, Jerry? The last one, the last slide. Evans, what you would like me to repeat? Okay, I'm just going to go back to the last slide. And that is where I call it as prescriptive. Now, I'll give you a quick understanding. When you go to a doctor, what doctor gives you is a prescription, right? That means if you are going to follow his prescriptive prescribed medicines, you will be fit and fine, right? That means what you are going to do about your cold is answered in that prescription, right? Similarly, in prescriptive analytics, It will tell you what your actions, business action should be so that you will get your desired outcome. Okay. And that's where the prescriptive analytics helps you to. It actually tells you actions to achieve the desirable outcome. So it might tell you, okay, for a particular event, for a launch of a particular event, it might ask you to go for certain specific set of social media handles. It might ask you to call a celebrity. It might ask you to make a few, giveaways to the customers and promotional deals. All these are the actions which are recommended by prescriptive analytics. Am I clear there? Am I clear there now? Am I clear there? Thank you. So, what are the tools which we can utilize, or what are the tools we are going to cover in this particular course? Let's understand that. So, there are quite a number of tools available. We have spreadsheets, that is Excel and Google. We have Microsoft Excel as a spreadsheet. We have Google Sheet as spreadsheets where we can actually do a certain level of programming and we are able to mine and understand the data. There is business intelligence platforms like Tableau and Microsoft Power BI and QuickSense. QuickSense is a tool which we are not catering right now because as of now, the market is more leaning towards Tableau, which is free tool, as well as Power BI, which is a free tool. And both are very, very powerful tool for BI and BA both. And you are able to do a lot of things with this. Apart from that, there are statistical softwares like SPSS and SAS. We tell the basics of stats in the course. We also take help of Excel because Excel is an excellent tool to utilize for certain modeling, and that is quite easy for people with no code background. As we look at programming languages, Python with Pandas and Skillset and R are the programming languages. But in the course, we don't look at programming languages because we don't want you to use coding languages. We would like you to have a drag and drop approach, which is possible in Tableau and Power BI. Apart from this, very high level of analytics is done by AWS Analytics, Google Cloud AI Platform, and Azure Synapse Analytics. Now, this is possible. This is extremely possible, but if you have your business has enough cloud based information, and then you can utilize all this. Currently, we are not utilizing any cloud based platforms, at least in the course. So, what are the key trends which are there in business analytics? As of today, we are talking about AI and ML, which gives you deeper insights. It also automates the cost, very complex tasks, and it can enhance the predictive accuracy. So, for example, there is a car manufacturer which use machine learning for predictive maintenance, and it actually alerts all the owners before the part fails. So that is something which is quite popular as of today. When we look at business data or big data, as of now, no prior knowledge of stats is required. We cover from basics in the course. And Tableau and Power BI can make fantastic dashboard. It also helps you to analyze things as we go ahead. And you are able to analyze a lot of data using Tableau and Power BI. The kind of dashboard which you have seen in manufacturing is output of a Tableau dashboard. So you can actually create meaningful dashboards which will help you to create fantastic reports. So how you are going to analyze vast and verified data sets, how you are going to make predictable understandings and optimizations. We use big data analytics. In cloud analytics, we look at accessibility, scalability, and cost effectiveness. For example, cloud based analytics to find out booking data across the world. Possible, but from cloud analytics. Then we have visualization and storytelling, where we are able to communicate effectively because we have fantastic visuals and narratives. And that is possible through data visualization and storytelling. So, what we actually cover is the storytelling and visualization part more, because that's where your uh, skill comes in picture. How you're going to narrate a story around that particular data makes more sense. As we look at the trends and how where I can be, if I'm going to harness the skill. I can look at career paths as business analytics. I can look at product management, project management, or consulting. If I'm going to go for business analysis, I can be an enterprise business analyst, then enterprise wise practice manager, and I can be chief technology officer. I can go for product management, I can be a product owner, and then product manager and a product head for a particular product. That means a platform, IT platform, which is going to solve many, many problems. I can look at project management. I can be a project manager. I can be account manager or a unit head if I'm going to analyze the data correctly. If I'm a consultant, I can consult in small to medium scale enterprises to begin with. Later, I can become a principal consultant, and then later, at the end of my career, I can be a partner in a good consulting firm. So, this is how my career can be shaped if I'm going to choose business analytics path as of today. So, what kind of certifications do we offer? We offer two levels in this certificate: certificate for data and business analytics. This is a no code. You don't have to code anything. All you need to do is understand and apply your knowledge to the data. So, we have foundation and advanced level, altogether 7.5 months course. If I dissect it further, for level one, we have introduction to data science, foundation of business analytics, management information systems, report building, analyzing trends, and Power BI basics, which is covered in 4.5 months. And then we have data visualization with storytelling, advanced Power BI, advanced data analytics, where we actually cover all the statistical modules required. Then we look at predictive analysis and prescriptive analysis on a case study manner. So this takes about 3 months. So these are the ways by which we can look at advanced as well as the foundation level courses. And this is what we have covered. Thank you so much for listening for an hour and 5 minutes more. So what we have covered is data sources, concepts and need of business analytics, types of data analytics, tools, and we have also seen few use cases. I loved interacting with each one of you. You have been a fabulous audience, and thank you so much for being with us. Thanks a lot for joining this webinar and hope to see you around in the course. I hope you have liked what we have discussed today. Thank you. Thank you, each one of you. Um, okay, there is a clarification which is required for SQL. Wait a second. Let me just look at that particular question. Okay. Right. So this is an intersection is SQL, but thanks to no code modules like Tableau or Power BI. So we generally don't dive into SQL as of now. And since it is a no code model, entire coding is taken care by the applications from backend. So use case is nothing but the examples what we have seen where we have used uh, business analytics or BI. That's what I mean by use case. Added. Yeah, the rest questions about the course and all the details will be handled by our team. Uh, is there any question regarding the content? I would like to address it right now. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And see you in the course.